Imagine you're sitting at home on a normal evening. Your phone is charged, the fridge is full, and everything feels completely normal. Then suddenly, an emergency alert appears on every screen around you. Your city's water supply has been contaminated. Do not drink tap water. At first, it doesn't sound like a huge deal. Most people would probably think, I'll just buy some bottled water tomorrow. But that's exactly where the problem begins. Because when an entire city loses access to clean drinking water, things can spiral out of control much faster than most people realize. Within the first few hours, stores would be flooded with people trying to buy bottled water. Shelves would empty almost immediately. Families would start calculating how much water they actually have at home. And most people would quickly discover they have far less than they thought. Here's something survival experts often point out: the average person can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. And that's under normal conditions. During hot weather, dehydration can become dangerous much faster. Now think about all the ways you use water every day without even noticing. Drinking, cooking, brushing your teeth, making coffee, washing dishes, taking showers, flushing toilets. The moment clean water disappears, dozens of everyday routines suddenly become major challenges. As panic spreads, rumors would spread even faster. Some people would start filling bathtubs, buckets, and every container they can find. Others would rush to gas stations and supermarkets hoping to find supplies before they're gone. Social media would be full of conflicting information. One post says the problem will be fixed tomorrow. Another says it could take weeks. Nobody knows who to believe. And uncertainty is often what scares people most. This is why emergency preparedness experts recommend storing water before an emergency ever happens, not after. A common recommendation is at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. That includes drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene. Yet most households don't have enough emergency water stored to last even a couple of days. Now imagine the contamination lasts longer than expected. Hospitals would be under pressure. Restaurants would struggle to operate. Schools could close. Businesses might temporarily shut down. And people with medical conditions would face even greater risks. But here's where survival becomes less about supplies and more about mindset. The people who handle emergencies best usually aren't the strongest or the wealthiest. They're the people who stay calm. They focus on facts instead of rumors. They avoid panic buying. They make smart decisions instead of emotional ones. This is where our fox mascot appears. While everyone else is rushing around in panic, the fox quietly fills emergency containers, checks water filters, listens to official updates on a battery-powered radio, and carefully manages supplies. Not because the fox knows the future, but because preparation beats panic every single time. And here's something most people never think about. In many emergencies, the first 24 hours are often the most important. The actions you take during that short window can make a huge difference later. That's why survival experts always recommend learning a few basic skills before you actually need them. Know where your emergency supplies are. Keep some bottled water stored at home. Have a flashlight ready. Keep a power bank charged. And most importantly, don't wait until a crisis starts to make a plan. Because once everyone else begins scrambling for resources, your options become much more limited. The truth is, modern life feels incredibly secure most of the time. Water comes out of the tap. Lights turn on with a switch. Food is always available at nearby stores. But emergencies remind us how quickly normal life can change. Not to make us afraid. To make us prepared. Because survival isn't about expecting the worst every day. It's about being ready enough that when something unexpected happens, you don't become part of the panic. So let me ask you this. If your city's water supply became unsafe tomorrow morning, would you have enough clean water to get through the next few days? If you enjoyed this survival scenario, comment below with your answer, hit like, subscribe to Survivalify, and stay prepared before everyone else starts panicking.